takeaways from what we just watched?
More than anything, just the vibes. Thought it was just fun. Honestly, I told the coaches on the bench at the second part of it, I was like, man, this is fun. I could do this all night. So it was, just you hear about the energy of this building. And it wasn't even all the way filled, and it was fun. Great atmosphere. I like our guys. It's been a fun training camp because our guys compete really hard against each other. But I think our team chemistry is really starting to come together, and that's probably my biggest takeaway tonight.
What went into the decision on constructing the lineups for the first half and then the second half?
Yeah, I wish I had some real amazing answer for that. There's only so much you can do in a situation like that as far as mixing up teams and lineups and stuff like that. So we're still very much into analyzing our group, figuring out who plays well with who. Some stuff we stayed away from tonight because I've already seen enough in practice. I felt super confident about certain combinations. Other ones I wasn't as sure about. So, that ultimately was it, and which is something we'll continue to evaluate and really have a lot to chew on from this game film.
Why did you choose to observe the first half and coach the second half?
Yeah, you just get a different perspective. That was kind of a last-minute decision, to be honest. I went to bed last night thinking I was going to coach more, the whole time. But the more I thought about it, I just kind of want to just take myself away from it and get a different perspective. I've done that before when I was a head coach in previous stops, and it just kind of allows you to see things differently, which I was sitting with Doug Stewart, our chief of staff, and I was telling him, man, I'm actually really glad I decided to do that because I was able to take a lot of notes and saw things that I probably wouldn't have seen had I been the coach of one of the teams.
Does Egor's passing ability remind you of anyone when you see him handle the rock and dishing it to players?
Yeah, yeah, it does. He's obviously not nearly the player, but I'm comparing stuff to NBA because that's what I'm used to. But he makes a lot of similar passes that LeBron makes, just in terms of his size. I'm not saying he's LeBron, so don't misquote me on that. But just his ability to see the low man, his ability to see the roller, read the defense, quarterback to Jim. At his size, tonight was actually, I thought, the best he's looked against aggressive pick and roll coverage. He started to kind of figure out the cadence of how to back dribble to give himself more time, like a quarterback, kind of dropping back in shotgun. But yeah, his passing is special.
Have you noticed him kind of able to really soak up this new experience for him? Because he's played in some pretty big moments with Madrid and everything, international experience, but it seems like he's enjoying kind of being a college student in a lot of ways. Like we saw him dive into the rock at Marriott Madness and kind of stared up at the crowd a little bit tonight, that kind of thing. Have you noticed sort of that side of him come out too?
I have noticed it. Yeah, it's awesome. I think he's really he loves Provo. He's told me many times, I love this place. He's really soaking in the experience. I think the community's been awesome to him. Like the thing you're talking about at the Madness when he's up with the crowd, that was really cool. I sent that to his family. They thought it was awesome. So it's cool to see him, just kind of taking it all in and having fun with it.
Which guys helped themselves tonight as far as getting earning playing time?
Yeah, and just this will kind of be the norm for me, so you guys know, I'm not a super opinionated guy after the game. I got to go back and watch the film and really educate myself. But, I think human nature, when the ball goes in the basket, guys look good, right? And so, I thought Mihailo in that first part of that first run looked really good. He made, essentially he showed exactly why we wanted him here. He's versatile. He can play multiple positions. He's smart, can make shots. And so that stood out for sure. I hadn't seen his aggressive rim attacks I saw that on film when we were recruiting him, but tonight I thought he was good there. I thought Mag made Mag-type plays, as far as being a hustle guy and rebounding. You can go down the list. A bunch of guys played well. Cannon's shot making was on display. Egor's passing was on display. Dallin had moments. Richie had moments. So you could go down the list, but we'll dive into it. That's just bird's eye view kind of thing. Now we'll really dive in and see schematically and tactical, from a tactical standpoint, who's making mistakes and what we can clean up.
Who were the head coaches in the first half? Did you assign certain guys was it Fanning and?
So Tim was with the, so I'm kind of a football type staff, right? So Tim was the acting head coach, and with Brandon Dunson and John Lenahan coaching defense, and on the other side, Will was the acting head coach, and Burgess was running the offense, and we had some of our GAs and some of our young guys in there getting some experience as well.
Can anything be read into the fact that the starting 5 on the white team that you coached in the second half?
No.
Okay. And on the film thing, we get that from Kalani all the time. I got to watch the film, so.
Spoken like a true coach.
Considering you've been watching these guys for months and it's scrimmage between them, how much do you and your coaching staff get out of a situation like this, a blue and white scrimmage?
It's a great question because I got my defensive coach crying about us giving up 30 points in a 12-minute thing, and my offensive coach feeling great. And so literally just said, hey, I want you to have a defensive edit ready for tomorrow, and I want you to have an offensive ready for tomorrow. And Will's response was like, it might be a lot of the same clips, Was it bad offense or good offense and just bad defense or vice versa? But that's tough. I mean, that's the hard part about going against yourself. It makes it tricky, but there's definitely stuff we'll be able to learn from.
Catching's 3-point ability, is that what you've been seeing in camp and summer practices all off season?
Yeah, he's just got a gift. He's just a natural scorer. He can put the ball in the basket, and at 6'9", he can get shots off. He was a guy that we really wanted because he's different than everyone we had, and he's a guy that can bail you out in a lot of dry possessions with his shot making. I'm on him constantly about his defense. Not that it's poor, but I just think if he can really guard, it's going to just put our team and him in a whole different hemisphere, because offensively he's going to be as talented as anybody that we play against.
2 more questions.
You can't give them specific names, but this weekend you got some big visitors coming. What do you want to accomplish out of when you get guys to come visit on official visits, and what are you looking to accomplish in that setting when it comes to recruiting?
I think the biggest thing we want to accomplish is just giving them a first-hand look of why I personally think that we're a unique situation for certain guys. Is one. 2 is showing off Provo, showing off our campus, showing off our community, showing off the passion of the fans. So hopefully we'll be able to achieve those 2 things. We feel great about things we have lined up, and really excited about it.
Last question.
What do you want or need to accomplish between now and the opening game on November 5th?
Just repetitions. I think I've said this to the players, the coaches, and actually I believe the media as well. When I put together the staff that I put together, I got guys for a lot of reasons. I think the recruiting has kind of shown itself as far as guys having connections all over the world. But all these guys are multifaceted coaches, so now we're transitioning more into the schematic side, and so they all come from unique backgrounds. Will's coached in the Olympics, he's coached in Africa, he's coached in the G League and the NBA. Tim's coached in the Euro League. Burgess, JL, and Brandon have all coached high-level college, and so I did that on purpose because I don't know everything, right? And I love learning new things, and so honestly, it's probably slowed down our progress a little bit early on because we're trying things. Guys have ideas. I get intrigued. I want to see it. But I think we're trimming the fat at this point. I feel like I've seen pretty much enough of the tweaking and the experimentation. So the ultimate answer to your question is just shoring up what we're doing and just having rep on rep on rep and really getting to the point where the guys know exactly what we want them to do on both sides.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.